Top 5 Most Ridiculous Wars in History. War is usually remembered for its tragedy, destruction, and political consequences. But sometimes, history gives us conflicts so strange, so unnecessary, or so absurd that they almost sound fictional. From a war fought over a pastry to a conflict that lasted hundreds of years without a single shot fired. These are the top 5 most ridiculous wars in history. 5. The Pastry War, 1838 to 1839. It may sound like a joke, but one war literally started over a pastry shop. In the 1830s, a French pastry chef living in Mexico City claimed Mexican soldiers had destroyed his bakery during riots. He demanded compensation from the Mexican government. France took the complaint seriously, extremely seriously. When Mexico refused to pay the damages, France sent warships and blockaded Mexican ports, eventually bombarding the fortress of Veracruz. What started as a bakery dispute escalated into a full military conflict between France and Mexico. Mexico eventually paid 600,000 pesos in damages, far more than the bakery was ever worth, all because of a pastry shop. 4. The Pig War, 1859. In 1859, tensions between the United States and Britain were already high over the border between Washington Territory and British-controlled Vancouver Island. Then one day, a pig changed everything. An American farmer shot a pig that belonged to a British employee of the Hudson's Bay Company. The pig had wandered into his garden and was eating his potatoes. Instead of settling the argument peacefully, both sides escalated. Soon, hundreds of soldiers, warships, and artillery from both the United States and Britain were stationed on nearby islands. The only casualty of the entire conflict was the pig. Eventually, diplomats stepped in and peacefully resolved the border dispute. 3. The Football War, 1969. This war wasn't exactly caused by soccer, but soccer definitely lit the fuse. In 1969, tensions between El Salvador and Honduras were already high due to immigration issues and land disputes. Then the two countries faced each other in a series of heated World Cup qualifying matches. The games were incredibly hostile, with riots, violence, and extreme nationalism on both sides. Just days after the final match, El Salvador launched a military invasion of Honduras. The war lasted about 100 hours, which is why it's sometimes called the 100-Hour War. Thousands of people died in a conflict that was sparked, at least partially, by a football rivalry. 2. The War of the Bucket, 1325. In medieval Italy, rival city-states constantly fought over territory and power. But one battle between Bologna and Modena supposedly began over something unbelievably trivial. A group of Modenese soldiers stole a wooden bucket from a well in Bologna. The bucket became a symbol of insult and humiliation. Bologna demanded it back. Modena refused. The disagreement escalated into a full-scale battle involving tens of thousands of soldiers. And the result? Modena won. And they kept the bucket. 1. The 335-Year War, 1651 to 1986. This might be the strangest war in history, because it technically lasted 335 years. In 1651, during the English Civil War, the Isles of Scilly were controlled by royalist forces who were attacking Dutch ships. The Dutch Republic declared war on the islands, but shortly afterward, the royalists surrendered to Parliament, and everyone forgot about the declaration of war. No battles were fought, no shots were fired. But officially, the war was never ended. Until 1986, when a historian discovered the forgotten conflict and arranged a peace treaty. After 3 centuries, the war finally ended, with 0 casualties. History is full of serious conflicts, but sometimes it also reminds us how small misunderstandings, pride, or even a pig can spiral into international crises. Which of these wars do you think is the most ridiculous? And are there any bizarre wars we missed? Let me know in the comments.